So you want to do street photography, but you don't know where to start, don't know what lens to use, don't know if you should shoot manual or aperture priority mode. And then on top of that, people are looking at you, wondering what you're doing, what you're taking a picture of. And you have those moments where you want to take a picture of something, you don't know if you should, if this person sees you take a picture of them, how will they react? Yeah, it can get pretty nerve-wracking, right? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to street photography. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Mike, aka North Established, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my 5 tips on doing street photography. Now, if it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscribe button where I upload every single week. It does help me out a lot. But if you're already subscribed, welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you back here. Honestly, I see street photography as like an open world video game. Now, forgive me where I nerd off for you guys like 2 seconds, but have you guys played the new game Pokemon Legends Arceus? I don't know which one it is. But in this game, I can go to one area and catch Pokemon, leave that area, come back to that very same area, and something there will be completely different there. You know, that's basically what street photography is, honestly. You can go to one area of your city, take a picture of a person or an object, come back the next day, and something there will be completely different. But I do have some things to consider when you're going out doing street photography. All right, so the first tip that we really need to get into is obviously, is street photography legal? And short answer, yes, it is legal. But there are some things to consider. Now, street photography is only legal when you're taking pictures of people or objects in a public setting. So obviously, for example, if you're just walking out in the street, you take a picture of somebody and it's in a public setting, it's legal. Now, say you're inside of a private setting, like a government official office, things like that, restaurant, hotel, yeah, it's pretty much not legal to do street photography in those establishments. Now, let's say, for example, you're outside in a public setting and you take a picture of someone in a private setting, it's legal. But obviously, as a photographer, you kind of need to be incognito when doing so, because sometimes people are not okay with you taking a picture of them in a private setting. So yeah, I would just say, like, as a street photographer, try to stay incognito, being private, you know, just try to be sneaky. But with that being said, now that leads us to our second tip. Can you take pictures of strangers? Short answer, yes, you can. Now, if you take a picture of someone in public and they see you take a picture of them and they say, hey, that's illegal, no, it's not. Now, if you were to take a picture of someone and they see you take a picture of them and they feel somewhat uncomfortable or offended in any kind of way, and they ask you to delete the picture, respectfully do so. Now, if you do want to take a picture of a stranger, I would say just walk up to them, approach them with your camera visibly in your hand, and say, hey, I'm a photographer, can I take a picture? And if they say yes, cool, awesome. If they say no, then respectfully say, okay, no problem, it's okay. Now, a really good tip to know is that if you're taking a picture of a stranger who is walking towards you, you take that picture and they see you take a picture of them, hold that camera there for a little bit longer until they walk past you, because in their mind they'll think, oh, wait a minute, they're probably taking a picture of what was behind me, but in retrospective, they're actually taking a picture of you. Now, before we get into our next tip, guys, if you're finding value in this video, make sure you hit that like button down below. Comment any questions if you may have for this video, as well as if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to this channel, where it does help me out a whole lot. But yeah, with that being said, let's get to our third tip, and that is, what lens should I use? Okay, so I've got a lot of comments from you guys from here on YouTube as well as on my Instagram on what lens should I use, like what's good for this, what's good for that, and that could be a very subjective conversation. And typically you have 3 main lenses, and that's wide, prime, and zoom lenses. Now, a wide angle lens is great for when you're getting great architectural shots. A wide angle lens allows you to take a more wide perspective of an image. The length of a wide angle lens for photography could typically range from like 15 millimeters to 35 millimeters. Now, if you're using the Canon M50, I would highly recommend these 2 lenses, and that is the Canon 22mm with an f-stop of 2.0 and the Sigma 16mm with an f-stop at 1.4. Both great lenses of what they can do as catching a wide perspective of an image. But also keep in mind, guys, that the Canon M50 is a APC crop sensor camera, so you do have to apply that 1.6 times of its focal length. And now you do also have prime lenses. Prime lenses are basically fixed focal length lenses. So for example, a 35mm, 50mm, 85 millimeters. those are fixed focal lengths. And then on top of that, you have your zoom lenses. So basically your 70 to 200, 55 to 250. You know, these type of lenses can really make your job easy by taking a photo of somebody without really not having them notice you. Now, I've been using the AFS S55 250mm for Canon. It's actually a kit lens that you can use with one of the Canon AF camera bodies, but you can buy an adapter for this lens and use it for the M50. I've taken a lot of great shots with this lens. Like I've done a few POVs with this lens primarily, and you guys can check that out. I'll probably leave a link somewhere down below. Check them out. Now, for me personally, if I'm just gonna go out on a regular day for street photography, I would honestly want to carry less. So obviously I would carry 2 lenses, and that would probably be like an 85 and a 35mm lens. I do also been using the Sony 20mm G Master. That's also a great ultra wide lens I can use. Now, it doesn't really matter what lens you use, to be honest, because as long as you tell a story through your images and you know how to create a story on the pic you take and how you edit, it doesn't really matter what lens you use. Because in all honesty, I believe that beauty is the eye of the beholder, not the lens. Now, for the next tip is use your surroundings. Now, I'm not gonna get into the rule of thirds in this video. I'll probably get into that into another video when I'm covering camera basics. But what I mean by use your surroundings that helps frame your subject. That could be a tree branch, a garbage can, a person even, something, staircases. Use your surroundings when you're taking your pictures to help frame your subject. It helps create a story in your images. Now, for our final tip, and this to me is very important when you're going out doing street photography, and that is just to be yourself and just create. Yeah, I know. It's a slogan that I've been saying at the end of every single video, but you gotta understand what I mean by this. Now, when you're starting out in street photography, yes, there are rules that you have to apply as an artist or a creator, but you should know as a creator, those rules are meant to be broken sometimes. You know, there's always a saying, you know, and that saying is basically, if you see an image, take that picture. Don't ever doubt your images, because the picture that you've missed might have been a great photo. So if you see an image, if your eye catches an image, always take that shot. And always keep in mind that when you're editing in Lightroom or Photoshop, those systems are not meant to fix images. They're meant to amplify your images and that helps inspire others. Because I don't use Lightroom to fix my images or Photoshop to fix my images. I use it to help create a story through my photos and help bring out more of those colors out in those photos. That's what I use it for. Yeah, it's always good to use presets, but again, like you still want to find your own style, find your own critique, what type of colors you like to use. Obviously, I live in New York City, so when I edit these photos, I always try to add like that nice Gotham City color, that dark grudginess that is of New York City. So yeah, if you want to use a zoom lens to take a picture of something, use a zoom lens. If you use a prime lens, use a prime lens. Use whatever you have that's available to you, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So with that being said, just be yourself and just create. Now, with all that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. These are my personal tips on doing street photography. I know everyone has their own tips. Hopefully I've inspired you guys to really just go out and create, and hopefully you'll find your own tips on doing street photography that helps you out in being a better photographer. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like this video down below, comment down below of any questions you may have, subscribe if you're new. I upload every single week, and as well as always, I gotta say it again, just be yourself and just create. Peace.